Hello and welcome to Flipped Maths with Mrs. D. Hoog. Our topic today is multiplication facts, and today we are learning to recall the multiplication facts for 1, 2, 4 and 8. Let's start off by looking at some key words. These are the words that the same ones we looked at in the previous video for the introduction to multiplication facts, but we're just going to revise it very quickly. That multiplication is when you add a number to itself a certain number of times. So 3 times 2 is the same as 3 plus 3. You're just adding 3 with itself 2 times. And multiplication facts, just to revise, they're just the times tables. So 3 times 2 equals 6 is a multiplication fact. And this is a very handy tool to use, the multiplication grid. If you haven't seen one of these before, it's basically you've got the numbers at the top and the side, and you just go for example, 4 times 2, join them up, equals 8. 8 times 8 is 64. I love this table. It's very handy when you're trying to remember the facts and get into that recall. Alright, so we're just focusing on the 1 times tables first. So look at 1 at the top here. So we know that basically with ones, the answer is the number you're multiplying by 1. So we've got 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 is the number we're multiplying by 1, and that is the answer. 1 times 8 is 8. Very straightforward. So let's move on to the 2's along here. 2 is just double the number, and down the side here I've just got some tips on how to try and remember these facts. So we're just doubling the number. So for example, we've got 3 times 2 is 6. It's basically double 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Same for 10 times 2 is 20. So 10 plus 10 is 20. We're just doubling 10 when we're multiplying by 2, and that equals 20. So the next fact that we were focusing on today, so we've done the 1's and the 2's now. The next one we're going to look at is the 4's. And with the 4's, just following along here, the 4's, the little tip I've got here is double the number twice. So basically double the number twice. So we'll look at the example, what is 4 times 4? So I'll just get my hands up, there we go. 4 times 4 is 16. Now I'm just going to move this one over so I can just draw this one out for you, making sure that's still in the screen. Yep. Alright, so when we're doubling the number twice and we times by 4, we just basically double 4 2 times. And 4 is the number we're multiplying by 4. So 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 2 is 8, and then you just go 8 plus 8, which is 16, and that is the answer. 4 times 4 is 16. And let's just have another look at another example quickly with the 4's, just in case that was a bit tricky for you. I'll just use a different marker. Got my red one here. Just rub this one out a little bit. Alright, so then we're looking, I'll just make sure that's on there, so that's 16. So with the 4 times 3, 4 times 3 is 12, and to work that one out, we can just double 3 2 times, because that's what we're timesing by 4. So 3 times 2, 3 times 2. That one equals 6, and that one equals 6. And then you just furthermore add these together. 6 plus 6 equals 12. That's just one way of trying to remember and figure out the 4 times tables. Some of you might find that a bit tricky, and if it is, by all means find another way of working it out. I'll just get rid of this now. And then for the 8's, the last one that we'll focus on for today, for our lesson today, is, I'll just open it back up obviously. There we go. Okay, so with the 8's, it's just double the number 4 times. So I'll just use the example. Let me see if I can, yep. fold this in half again. Alright, so we're just going to use the example of 8 times 3. Now, when we're multiplying by 8, anything by 8, we can just simply double this number 4 times. So what that means is you just double, which means just times it by 2, 4 times. So we know that 3 times 2 is 6, and then here I'm just going to do a bit of fast adding. This one equals 12, and this one here equals 12 as well. And then together here, 12 plus 12 equals 24. And just to do a double check on our multiplication grid, we've got 3 and 8, so 8 times 3, 24. Lovely way of remembering, if it works for you, of course, as I said before. So they're just a few ways of recalling and trying to remember those particular facts. So now I'm just going to get you to have a go on your own. This one here. So we've got 1 times 9, 5 times 1, 2 times 9, 8 times 2, 3 times 4, 4 times 6, 8 times 4, and 3 times 8. So year 4s, just make sure that you rewind it all if you need to check out that multiplication grid, or even use the tips down on the side here. Just make sure you pause the video now and have a go at these questions on your math sheet, please. Alright, so now that you've had a go at those, we will go through the answers tomorrow in class. And finally, as we always do in these videos, please make sure you record at least one real-world example of this topic in box 3 on your math sheet, and any questions or comments about this video, the topic. Thank you very much for listening to this and watching this video, and I really hope it's helped you understand this maths topic on multiplication facts.